yeah. Oh. Da, 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 'cause we're yeah. You know, it has been a busy day, you guys. I have not caught a break at all today. It's just been one thing after another, and I apologize for being late. I have been in video calls, meetings, phone calls, emails, preparing curriculum for tomorrow, and I just had a lovely chat with. What's up, Larry? Hey, Jefferson. Really lovely chat, and that brightened my day a bit. Not a lot of bit. Hey, Dean. Hey, Alec. What's up? I'm really sorry that YouTube friends, I missed you on YouTube yesterday. I hope some of you were able to catch me on Facebook, on Instagram. I was having technical difficulties. I think I've gotten down to the bottom of it. And I'm now restreaming with OBS, and I'm hoping that that's going to be this solving our problems, because yesterday we were having some real issues, which FYI, I think a lot of people on Facebook thought that I was muted, but y'all actually have to press the unmute button on Facebook, which is on the bottom right corner, because Facebook plays all your videos unmuted. So what's up, Danielle? So if you're having an issue with that, I would check that first. So anyways, yeah, you guys, it has been busy today. Started with a couple hours in the morning with my friend Leo P. We are rehearsing for tomorrow's online workshop. We're doing Improv 1. It is not too late to buy tickets, by the way, you guys. Still tickets available for the online workshop. So we did a whole run through. We're super pumped up. For those of you who've already bought tickets, you're going to be seeing the link from Zoom a little bit later tonight. Got to set that up right after this live stream. And then I was doing some meeting calls. I got a little bit of time to have some lunch, which is good, and just caught up with my dear friend Jalissa from Yamaha. We had a lovely chat on the phone. It's definitely the highlight of my day so far. What's up, Michelle? Hey, Karen. Hello. Hello. What's going on, you guys? But as promised, I was like, it's 5 o'clock. I got to do a live stream of my peeps, even though stuff is crazy. I would never forget about you guys. Never, ever, ever. So you know what? I was a little bit late, but I'm here now. And then I got a meeting right after this, and then I'm going to finish all the preparation for the workshop after that. Hopefully get a little bit of dinner time. You know, being an artist, there's never... I've gotten very used to working on weekends, because that's usually the time when I'm out touring, and all of y'all come out to shows, and we have a great time together. And so, but it's kind of an interesting thing, because weekdays are when a lot of people are working, right? So there's a lot of like email communication, and that's when we kind of have to schedule all that stuff. So I'm trying to figure out my own schedule when I can when I kind of build in rest time, I guess. But I'm not that great at resting. I probably should get a little bit better at it. Jefferson saying, get some sleep. One thing that I'm very adamant about, you guys, is I got to get 8 hours every night, or I am going to be cranky. And that's something that happens on the road, because sometimes you just can't get that much sleep. You know, you're up really early, do a show, you got to get up early next day. Everybody's in that same boat, band. And you got to just catch some sleep whenever you can. It's just the nature of being on the road. But when I am home, it is such a luxury to just have some type of regular schedule. So that's been cool. It's been real cool. Yeah. Aw, Larry. Larry said, it must be tough for you. You belong on the stage, not captive inside. Aw, so sweet. You know, I live for the stage. I love the stage. The thing that I do like about being captive inside is the fact that I don't have to travel. If I could always just like teleport to stages, you guys, I would just do it. I guess that's kind of what I'm doing online, right? If I could just teleport stages without going through security check, oof, I'd be like, sign me up for like 8 concerts a day. I guess that's what live streams are. Can you guys hear that okay? So, hey, I wanted to tell you a little bit of a story today. What's up, Bill? Somerville in the house. What's going on? I wanted to tell you a little story today. But first, I'm going to get my, IG fam on. No, y'all can see the phone right there. Where you guys tuned in from? Hey, Dana. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Somebody's tuned in from Jersey Shore. All right. Glenn, thank you. I'm going to be shipping out your CD and hat a little bit later today. Definitely getting it to you over the weekend. You'll be seeing it soon. I appreciate the support. Also, you know, if you guys need some new shirts, just saying. I got you. Thanks, Larry. You guys being here is really special. All right, so what was I doing? Oh my God, I'm so distracted. Okay, screens, so many screens. You feel me? We're living in a world of screens, huh? My iPhone was dirty earlier, and I had started a live stream on We Are Two Saxies page, and so I did a little car wash action. Real time, just like wipe the screen. I'm like, I'm giving y'all a wipe. It was funny. I don't know if that's as funny as it was in the moment. What's up, Instagram? All right, now we're all here. We are all here. Ohio is in the house. Hartford in the house. What is going on? Brett, can you play Count on Me? Oh, yeah. Actually, you know what? I can do this even better. Hi, Tiago. What's going on? I got a little song request. Got a little song request. Let's see if I can pull this up here. Fort Lauderdale is in the house. What's up? What's up? Sorry I'm a little late. I was saying it's been a really busy day. But I am here. I did not forget y'all's because use my peeps. That's some Grace language right there. Use my peeps. They're like, whoa, your girl has had a good amount of coffee today. Woo! Are we awake? Are we awake? What's going on Friday? What are the plans for the weekend? All right, I got a little song request. Here we go. This one is for Brett. Shout out to Brett, who's requesting a song of mine called Count on Me. Can you guys hear that okay? What's up, Luke? What's up, Live to Love, Breezin' by George Benson. That's a great song. Oh, yeah. Hello, Ross, Larry Gilbert's friend. Larry is the best. I am saying hi to you, Ross. You are near Atlanta. I love that. Right. This is a song of mine called Count on Me. comments on YouTube is saying you've been confined for so long. I've been confined. You've managed to learn very sax in this time. Kudos, my friend. That's what's up. Way to put the isolation time to use. If you come out of quarantine and isolation time being like, I learned the very sax. Goals, right? Rip the great Lee Conans, yes. Joe Quinn, I thank you for saying that. One of the greatest improvisers of all time. Mentor to me since I was 14 years old. I have learned so much from that man. I'm so grateful to have gotten time with him, to learn from him. I would not be the musician I am today without his lessons. That is so powerful. I guess these moments get the chills thinking about these memories with my mentors, Phil Woods, Lee Conans, Frank Morgan, and the moments that we spent together on stage making music and how much I learned in that moment. And then how much I learned from just being with them. There's so much that you learn about an artist and that you learn about music simply by being around that person. I don't really know how else to explain it. Like Lee Conans was so him when he played, and you understood it. The more I would hang out with him and like just notice kind of the maybe like very quirky things that he would say and do, and the way that he would, like there were some moments that we were at restaurants together and he would be really he would hear some music playing that was so quiet, barely, I couldn't even hear it, and he didn't like it, didn't bother him, and he would ask the restaurant to turn it off, or he'd ask, there's just certain things he was paying attention to, and the more that I got to know him as a person, the more that I was like, oh my God, that's exactly the way that he's improvising. Wow. And that's so powerful, because I think at the end of the day, we're all thinking about, as artists, we're thinking about this idea of how to be authentic, right? Like how do I bring me, everything that I think about, that I am, my being, my expression, and how do I like play it through my horn or sing it or like make music that will hopefully reach other people to see my perspective or like feel that way or see a perspective of what I'm writing about. It doesn't even have to be the way that I see it, just something that I'm contemplating, you know? And so the more that I hang out with great artists and legends, people like Lee and Phil, it's like they are really playing what they live and breathe. And that's real. That's incredible artistry right there, right? It's so honest. It's so honest. So yeah. You're so welcome, Brett. I'm glad that I can make that song. Thanks for requesting my own song. Oh my God, somebody got a great little got a little joke. I can call that a joke, right? Terry saying we're quarantining. Teaming. I like that. Not quarantining. Quarantining. Well done, Terry. Do you mind if I use that one? That made me giggle. But anything with team on it is that's what I'm about. We got a team going on right here. What's up, Twitch fam? How you doing? Big love from Denvin, England. All right. Big love back to you. So, you guys, I have a little story for you today. And speaking of writing songs that are inspired by someone else's perspective, or like sometimes I gain my inspiration for a song about writing about someone, or writing about a feeling, or writing about a color, which also ignites. I guess at the end of the day, the common thread of all these things is it ignites a feeling, and that's what I write music about. Like Count on Me that I just played, that's a feeling of togetherness. Interesting that I should read a comment saying quarantining, but I was just like, music is this incredible thing. It's so powerful. It brings us together. There's just so much positive energy, and there's so much love, And so I literally wrote that melody and that groove trying to channel like the most amount of love. And at the end, it's modulating, and when I play it live, it feels so good when it's like everyone's playing, and then, the audience, everyone's just cheering, and we're just, so much love at the end. That's what I love those moments. So, there's a song that I wrote, and it's called Blues for Harry Bosch, and it was written about this really dope detective by the name of Harry Bosch, which some of you might know him from this book series. The brilliant writer, New York Times bestselling author Michael Connelly has written over 20 books about this character, Harry Bosch. He's an LAPD detective, and he's got a lot of stories, and it got turned into an Amazon TV show, which I believe might be one of the longest running Amazon shows. It's just called Bosch, Bosch. And season 6 dropped today on Amazon. So if you guys are looking for a binge-worthy show, oh my gosh, check it out. I promise that you're going to be hooked on this show. Titus Welliver, who plays Bosch, is so brilliant. If you guys have seen the show, make some hearts right there, or like comment in. So if you've seen the show, you might remember that on season 2, episode 2, moi made an appearance. I remember I woke up with an email from Michael Connelly, and they were working on filming Bosch, and some of you who follow his book series know that Michael actually wrote me into a couple of his books, and that was crazy. He wrote me into The Burning Room. He talks about like Bosch comes to see me perform at the Blue Whale in Los Angeles, and I'm playing the song Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And earlier there was this book called Black Box, great piece of work, and he actually, a few of you have noticed, you found this, because I've gotten so many emails from fans saying like, I saw you in the show, I read about you in the book, did you know you're in the book? And it talks about the album actually that I made with Lee Conan. It's called Gracefully, so that's in Michael Connelly's Black Box books. So anyways, there is this, back when I was living in LA, this is from a few years ago, I got an email from Michael. They were working on season 2 at the time, and he was saying, hey, how would you feel about being in the show as yourself? And I was like, are you kidding me? That's like, am I free? oh my God, I'm so free. Because I think you mentioned, like, hey, what would your schedule look like coming up? And I was just like, it is wide open. It wasn't before, but it is so wide open right now. And it was the coolest thing, you guys. I got to be on set. We filmed it at Catalina's in Hollywood. And I mentioned this in a past live stream, but I feel like it's very timely right now because season 6 of Bosch dropped today. But yeah, if you go back to season 2, episode 2, or if you start the series, you will see me, and I'm playing a song that I wrote for Harry Bosch, and I wrote it for Bosch like a while back because I was so honored that Michael he wrote me into a couple of the books, and I'm such a fan of Harry Bosch, and I was really inspired by his character. He's got this coolness to him. He's got this, I don't know. Yeah, just he stays cool, man. And when you watch the series, I think Titus Welliver is so brilliant at playing Bosch, and he's also he's just this suave, cool, handsome dude, and he's chill. He's like the way he walks, the way he talks, and so I was really inspired by his character, and I heard this bass line in my head, and it's very much like Bosch on the scene, about to jump into it, and catch somebody, and just on the scene of crime, about to happen. But he's still so suave, he's so cool. Like, the action hasn't really happened yet, but it's brewing. And so I just heard this bass line. It was like, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, that's the bass line. And then I wanted to write a melody that was like very much like Bosch's demeanor, and have this very kind of understated melody, but also kind of on the edge because he's about to jump into something. And so I ended up writing this melody that goes like, that's the main melody theme. And then we recorded it and put it on my album, trying to figure it out. And I had written that song before Michael had hit me up about making an appearance in the TV show. And so we were trying to figure out what song I should perform for this Amazon show. And he was like, we came to, hey, how about Blues for Harry Bosch? And if you guys listen to my record, trying to figure out, you'll also hear that there's a remix version by one of my favorite, really love this dude, Motion Worker. It's a great remix version. And you'll hear Titus Welliver's voice actually we made it happen so that we were able to have Titus's voice on the remix. And like, he says a few of his lines, and a few of his poignant lines. And it's cool, man. I think it works really well on the remix. And I was so delighted to hear, like, I finally got to meet Titus Welliver on set. Actually, it was so cool. Michael had me and my parents on set, and it was awesome. That was after the fact, actually. I mean, I was on the set when we were actually filming, but later the first time I didn't get to meet Titus. So the second time we came in just as like listeners and was able to meet everybody that was on the set at the time. Sorry, I'm trying to plug in my phone. It's not going well. And man, I was just like so surprised because honestly, like, he was I know him so much as Bosch, right? And I guess this probably happens to a lot of actors and actresses where you kind of like know them as their character. And I just couldn't believe that he was this really chipper, like, upbeat dude. And so I met him on the set, and then he was like, he had heard the remix and he really dug it, which was such a compliment. Him knowing Bosch so well, and also Michael enjoying the song as well, and him knowing Bosch really well, having created Bosch. And then Titus started to tell me what a huge fan he's been of Motion Workers for like years and years, and how like in the past when he was on set about to record. I forget which show he was talking about at the time, but he said he used to dip over to Virgin Records across the street and he'd listen to Motion Workers records. This was just like years and years ago, and it used to be like featured. You know how when you used to be able to like put on the headphones and check out music right there, whatever Virgin Records was promoting. He was like, that's how he got into Motion Workers music. And then he's like, I bought like all of his albums. And then it blew my mind because I didn't know that when I had asked Motion Worker to do this remix. I just thought he'd be the perfect person to do it. And then lo and behold, there's Titus saying he's been a fan of his for so long, and he really dug the remix. That was cool. It was really cool, man. And season 6, it dropped today. So y'all go binge watch it. And to celebrate, I'm going to play a little bit of Blues for Harry Bosch. I see you all. Thank you for the comments. Oh, wait. That's not it. I just played that one. Hold on. Let's cue it up. And you can hear this off my album, trying to figure it out. Or you can stream it, all that. Congratulations to Bosch and the whole team for season 6 out on Amazon right now. Binge watch it, stream it. Such an incredible show. It was such an honor to be in season 2, episode 2, appearing as moi. The series is so dope, you guys. Perfect timing for when we're all isolated inside. This is the Motion Worker remix off one of my albums of Blues for Harry Bosch, which I wrote, indeed, with Harry Bosch in mind. That suave, cool man. He's on the site. Crime scene, but not quite jumping in yet. This is the brooding period. That's where I hear that bass and the drums. Everything's about to happen, but he is keeping his cool, like he does. Motion Worker remix. We got funky on it. A little bit later on socials, I'm going to also post some photos and videos from when we filmed, and this when we were on set. I had my band with me, and it was so fun, you guys. So fun. What a treat. That was so dope. I still get people that are discovering me and my music because of the show Bosch, and they said, I was just watching season 2, and then I have some people actually my hairdresser Nina, she texted me the other day. She's like, I'm watching a show Bosch, and she took a screenshot. She's like, is that you? I'm like, yeah, it's me. And she's like, oh my god. It was great. And so I am so grateful. I am so grateful to Michael Connolly for having me on the show and for his support. So I wrote this song inspired by Harry Bosch. There's also a song of mine on the album, trying to figure it out, called Ballad for MC. And sometimes people ask, who's MC? You know who MC is. That was inspired by Michael. And for him. Is that screen wigging out on us, you guys? Is that like turning green? Sorry if there's little blips going on. I think that's a streaming thing. That's a little blues for Harry Bosch, you guys. And also, if you are a fan of Bosch and you're a fan of this detective series, you'll also love a podcast that Michael came out with. They only have season 1 up right now, but it's called Murder Book, and you can find it online. It's the first season is called the Telltale Bullet, and it dives into a 30-year-old Hollywood killing that tests the limits of the American criminal justice system. And the stories that come with it are pretty intense, and like they will also keep you on your toes. And yours truly wrote the theme song to that podcast, so you'll hear my song By the Grave on it, actually. And I composed the music for the podcast as well, and was so delighted, super stoked to get that opportunity. We're also, we got some more, we're planning some more stuff, so check it out. I think you're gonna love it, and goodness knows that in this isolation period, there's more time. I noticed that a lot of people are watching a lot of new shows, right, and podcasts and music. So if you need some new recs, some new recommendations, I got you guys. So what's going on, my friends? How is this Friday treating you? And what are your plans for the weekend? Anybody? I'm watching the comments. I want to know what's going on with you guys. Saxophone friends, Leo P and myself have an online workshop happening tomorrow, and it is all about improv, our most asked and requested topic. How do I improvise better? How do I play new stuff? How do I level up my improv chops? I keep playing the same stuff. So what can I do to make my improv better? We got you. It's happening tomorrow. We're doing an Improv 1 online workshop at 12 o'clock EST. I'm going to leave the link for you right here. We're jam-packing these 2 hours, you guys. We are jam-packing these 2 hours with our thoughts about our improv philosophy, about rhythm, giving you these rhythmic exercises, because rhythm is definitely that thing that can make your improv that much more engaging, and really, no matter what level, if you're a beginner, if you're an advanced player, it is so much more interesting to have great rhythm instead of just a stream of notes, right? A stream of notes... That doesn't do much, but with rhythm... I mean, you could even play something so simple, and with rhythm, it's life force, you guys. So if you are interested in leveling up your improv and you want to get some new techniques and some new exercises, we got you. And you don't even have to be live with us if you are. I know friends are like tuned in from all around the world, so you will get a replay video and PDFs and a private playlist as well. YouTube friends, I'm leaving the link for you right here. Facebook friends, I'm also going to leave the link for you here. If you got any friends that are playing the sax, especially in this isolation time, and they're looking to get better, it's only $50 for 2 hours. We're sending you home with a lot of new exercises. We're bringing attendees on to do the exercises with us real time. And we got a really dope community of saxophone players who are just rocking their practice right now. I'm so genuinely stoked to hear that some people are just in the shed right now in isolation period, getting better, doing some really good stuff for your spirit and for others when you're sharing your music, staying positive, keeping the good vibes up. So, yes. Oh, yes, and you guys, my song Blues for Harry Bosch, which I was just talking about, also got recorded by the legendary vocal group The Manhattan Transfer on their last album. It was crazy. I got this email from Cheryl, who's one of the great vocalists. They are all so fantastic. And I've only known Cheryl by, we never met in person, but we've kind of exchanged some messages in the past on email. But this was the first time she was reaching out to me, and she said, Grace, I heard this song. I found this song on YouTube, your song Blues for Harry Bosch, and she said, I just wrote all of these lyrics to it. And is it, would it be okay with you if I brought this to the group and pitch it as perhaps a song that we could record on our upcoming album, which was the Manhattan Transfer's 45th anniversary too. It was their 45th. There's a connection there of 45 years, and I was like, are you kidding? That's so cool. And then I said, absolutely. And then I said as a little side note in the email, I was like, by the way, if you need a sax player on it, wink, wink. And it was produced by legendary Grammy Award winning producer Merv. And I remember then I got a tweet from Merv being like, hey, I heard from Cheryl that maybe you're interested in playing some sax on your song that we're recording because it made the cut. And he said, would you like to join us? I was like, oh my God, yeah. So you guys can check out the Manhattan Transfer's version of Blues for Harry Bosch, which is my song, and I think they did a fantastic job. I never imagined it as a vocal song, but it just worked so well, and the way that they sing it, they're such a legendary group. I mean, I remember listening to the song Birdland growing up and just being like, Birdland did it, Birdland did it, that was the Manhattan Transfer, right? You guys know, So anyways, super, super cool. Yeah, Glenn, I not only played with them, they recorded my song on their album, their latest album, and we did get to record Blues for Harry Bosch and perform it live at Sony Hall in New York City. I joined them there. It was really, really special. Really, really special. All right, we got any questions? What are the questions coming in, you guys? What do we got? How do you connect your cell phone to the interface? I actually don't have my cell. Technical question. I just have my cell on. This is just its regular sound. It's not actually connected to my computer. What other questions do we have, you guys? Lemons make lemonade. Oh, all my tunes, Brett. I love it. I love it. That's actually one of my dear friends, Jon Batiste, actually recorded that with me on my album. He's a special guest. He knocked out one take, singing and playing the melodica, and it was, oh my God, you guys, I was in heaven. I was like, are you kidding me? The genius of Jon. You can hear that on my album. Also on that album, trying to figure it out. Just was awesome. He only heard the song like once, and he was like, yeah, lemons make lemonade. And I wrote that song inspired by him and his just sunny spirit. So I think that's the ultimate compliment to a writer, when like the person that you wrote it about or the person who inspired the song ends up really loving the song and being like, yeah, I love that. It's like, oof. That's super, super cool. Brett saying, I saw you this past summer in St. Louis with Eric Darius and Brett. Oh, that was such a fun show. I was like, after we played our set, I was just like out there. My band and I we were all jamming to the rest of the rest of the night. We had like our beer and little tacos. Such a good vibe. Yes, indeed. People want to hear some bossa novas. You guys know this one? I love this song. Hold on. Can you hear that? Is the keys coming in? Can you hear that? Ooh, let me adjust. Yay! I grew up listening to great bossa nova music thanks to my parents and their great taste. Stan Getz was playing the saxophone. Astrid Gilberto would be singing. Jobim. Elise and Jobim is one of my favorite records, you guys. God, I love every track on that record. Quiet nights nights and quiet stars, quiet chords from my guitar, floating in a silence that surrounds us. Quiet walks and quiet dreams, quiet talks and quiet streams, and a window that looks out to Corcovado. Oh, how lovely. This is where I wanna be, close to you, so close to me, until the final flickers of life's ember. I, who was lost and lonely, believing life was only a bit of tragic joke, have found you. Oh, the meaning of existence, oh my love. I, who was lost and lonely, believing life was only a bit of tragic joke, have found you. Oh, the meaning of existence, oh my love. The meaning of existence, oh, 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 oh. Wow, we got a friend who's streaming all the way from Brazil, who just commented in. Dana's asking how many countries I have performed in. Over 30 countries. I've been performing since I was 12 years old and recording since I was 12. I've recorded over 11 albums, all independently released, and performed over 900 concerts as a band leader with my band all around the world. I'd say one of the coolest places that I got to travel, that I never thought I'd get to go, was Madagascar. You guys, that was so insane. I was sent by the US Embassy to represent US culture within jazz and music. And there I was in Madagascar and the Comoros Islands, hanging out. And there was all this black volcanic rock. People were so kind. And it was really wild, right? Because like we were there and we were driving. By the way, whoever was like, oh my God, cats drive like crazy people. There's like no right or wrong side of the road. You just like, and there's tons of potholes, and there were cows next to us walking, and there's a lot of poverty there. And the thing that really blew my mind was even some folks that you could tell that they were struggling to like get by. There was a lot of, like I was saying, it's rough for a lot of people, but I didn't feel like, there was still a lot of positivity in the air, and there's like natural fruit everywhere. So people would be hanging out, just like eating fruit on the streets, and like little kids would be playing, and they didn't even have toys or dolls or anything. They just had like sticks, and they were having so much fun with their sticks. And man, it was a beautiful time. I spent 10 days there and in the Comoros Islands, and I actually ended up performing a concert where I brought on a lot of local people to perform with me. We found like drummers and rappers and singers, and we all had this beautiful exchange of music. And I was blown away by some of the cats who performed with me in Madagascar. They were like super slammin' jazz musicians. I guess it goes to show how like YouTube, right? Like you could live anywhere in the world, but still learn so much and be able to play great music by, the internet, the resources that the internet gives, and being able to connect with other people there. So I was blown away, man. They were playing better than some New York musicians I heard. Yeah, it was really, really special. All right, let's take some questions. I'm going to take some technical questions because I know they're coming in on Instagram. And then if you guys have any other questions, just like type them in right here. Let's see what's going on. Here's a sax question. How do you develop a more growly and raspy sound? That's a great question. So growling is one of those extended techniques that does take time to practice. You're not going to get it like overnight. It's very much like when you learn how to do overtones, or you learn how to do the correct throat positionings to get altissimo out, which, by the way, always start with overtones before you get into altissimo land. To create the actual growling sound, you guys, you literally got to growl. I don't know how else to explain it. It's like, you could imagine yourself like, I know Leo kind of teaches this. He said in the past, he was like, think you're Cookie Monster. And that's what you're doing when you play into the instrument. You're literally growling. I remember when I was first practicing this, it was very taxing on my throat, and it really hurt. And so I'd really recommend, if you're getting into growling for the first time, don't over practice it. Maybe just try it when you warm up for a few minutes. But if your throat starts to hurt, then you definitely don't want to push it. This is one of those things that it's like, you know how they say no pain, no gain? That's not the case for this stuff. If there is pain, you need to cut it. At some point, your muscles and your throat will figure out how to do growling without it hurting. I just remember the day that it clicked for me, and I was like, oh, I can turn it on and off whenever. And it didn't hurt, So that was really cool. But it did take time. It took time to get there. So I'd say just keep at it. Keep practicing that every day. At some point, it's going to pop off. And everybody has a slightly different way of getting their growls, their overtones. We actually I went pretty deep into it a couple weeks ago. I had an online workshop also with Leo, and we were talking about saxophone techniques. So that's where we talked about creating good sound, great tone. We talked about how to get overtones out. We talked about a little bit of growling, because that was a question that someone asked in our workshop, and we went over it a little bit. Yes. Jared's saying, just like a didgeridoo. Yeah, there's definitely like that singing element, right? And it's your muscles got to get used to it. I bet those of you who are watching, who are not saxophone players, every time we go into the sax stuff, is it interesting for you, or is it just like, oh, here she goes, talk about nerdy stuff? I'm actually very curious to hear if those non-saxophone players are interested in hearing about technical stuff, because I know that those of you who play definitely are into it, right? We can like nerd out. We all like to nerd out, like, a lot. We could nerd out all day. Getting a little more light in here, right? So, tell you what, you guys. Oh my God, it's already 5:55. I gotta run because I got a meeting in 5 minutes. But I want to thank you all for tuning in. I had promised all of you that we would be live through the week, so we're gonna make that happen. So I will see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. ET. And we will reassess at that point and figure out if we should keep this thing going. I know we're getting in our groove. So should we keep this thing going? Should we change the format? Should we change the timing? We will talk about all of these things. Bill's saying it's interesting. Tech stuff is great. Glenn's saying it's interesting. I used to play the trumpet. Tim's saying it's all good. Bill, I've never been to. No, I haven't been there. That's awesome. All right, so one more little jam out, and I'm going to say my goodbyes. Thank you all for continuing to tune in, and I hope you guys have a great, great weekend. I will see you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Right. Remember, those of you who are interested in leveling up your improv chops, the improv workshop is happening tomorrow. Link in bio, and on Facebook and on YouTube. The link is there in our chat. I really hope you're going to join us. It's going to be, I'm prepping for it. We did a whole run through, and we got some really cool stuff to share with you. So I hope you'll join us. And go binge watch. You go binge watch that season 6, right? Season 6 of Bosch. I'm gonna sign off with this one.
Keep on singing that.
Come together.